Before this video starts, there's chapters, so if I'm yapping and you don't want to listen to it, then you can just skip to a section you care about. There's a lot of slop games on Roblox. As a platform, I feel like in terms of anime games especially, we've been kind of repeating a really unhealthy cycle where these games that we play with millions of dollars put into them either before development or that they earn after they've released, they don't go towards anything meaningful. They go towards making the same game again just so that the developer can make more money. I think that some change needs to happen. I think that we need a new game type, I guess, or just a new anime that we haven't seen a lot before. That's kind of where I come in. For a really long time, I've wanted an anime game based on the anime Tensura. You may have also heard it be called That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Because that's too long, you may have called it the Rimuru anime, or just Slime, or Slime Reincarnation, or Tensura, like I do. Or I guess if you're really a nerd, you could say Tensei Shitara Slime Dasaken. But the point is, there's just not like these games on the platform, and I don't know why. I feel like with something like SAO, which is such like a large scope, everyone tries to make an SAO game and they fail because it's just too large of a scope and they're trying to just remake SAO, and SAO itself was an inherently flawed game, and you have these people who are not game designers trying to make a game that was invented to be not playable, really. It was invented to be fun, sure, but was it actually fun? The only content you actually saw in the anime wasn't something I'd want to do, bro. It was bandit beating. Like, I can play GPO if I want to. So when I see all these Roblox games come out that are like SAO or RPGs like that, it's kind of sad because you can't recreate what SAO was. SAO wasn't just a game. SAO was literally a world that you had to live in and interact with. An SAO game would have to be in such a large scope that it's just unreasonable to expect that to be on Roblox. It's never going to be on Roblox unless you stop trying to just make the anime into a game. And this is what I see every single thing do is they're like, oh, what if the anime was a game, 1-to-1? That's not working. You see things like with Holy War X, they literally acknowledged like, yeah, Seven Deadly Sins, the animation, it's so like incredibly ass that we literally can't make this into a game. So they had to just take inspiration in. They take a lot of inspiration, sure, but they literally couldn't just trust the source material. And with One Piece games, I feel like it started the same way. People are trying to make One Piece. You start out with nothing, you progress very slowly by just beating people up, and that's fine. I think One Piece games they work, but I don't know, I dislike them. They feel disingenuous. They feel like they're trying to just bait the player into playing more. Oh, you want to use like Goro, right? You wanna be like Inel. Well, I guess you're just gonna have to bandit beat until you can somehow magically find a devil fruit, because that's how it was in the world. You magically just stumble upon a devil fruit, like God chose you. But nobody has the time for that. Nobody in the world of One Piece has the time for that. And so what do? You either take the blocks fruits route and buy it off the black market, or you take the GPO route and you're like, it will be realistic, kind of ish. And but you can, pay a little money and it won't be realistic. So where am I going? I feel like we need to take anime games in a new type of direction. I think we need to start taking inspiration and trying to make real games based off of anime, not making the anime into a Roblox game, if that makes sense. So I am going to start development on my own Tensura game, and it's going to be inspired by the world of Tensura, the magic system of Tensura, magicules with names, races, evolution, because that's what I love about the anime. Um, I don't love the meetings, so there probably won't be meetings. Um, yeah, so the thing with this is I need help with this. I am just one developer. I have made games before. I made an ABA inspired game for my friends. I spent a really long time developing the first Match 3 game on Roblox, and it stands to be one of like three that are out there, and then the other two are just Match Burger and Match Emoji or whatever, and it's the same game with different decals on. So really, it's one of two games on Roblox, and I made the systems all myself. No ChatGPT was out when I was making that, or at least, it was stupid. So yeah, in this video, what I want to do, I want to go over what I'm looking to create, and I'm looking for passionate people who could help me with this. I know that's a bit of a, rickety way to develop a game. It's definitely one of the more risky things you could do, but I'm really tired of working alone. I've tried it. It doesn't work for me. I just can't. Um, Whenever I work alone, I always tend to slowly lose interest in the game, and I don't go fast enough. I go very fast, but not fast enough. And so I always end up not finishing. I get to about like 60%, all the main mechanics are done, and then it's just the toil. It's like, okay, I need to add achievements, and I have to add a leaderboard, or I have to add matchmaking, or build a lobby, because I literally do everything. I do the GUI, I do the building, I do the scripting, I do the modeling, I do the sound effects, I do music if there's any. It's a lot. I do animations. It's just too much. So, yeah, trying something new. Anyways, let's talk about the game because I want to talk about that. So, I take inspiration from Deep Woken. Now, don't uh don't be asking if it's permadeath. I don't know. I honestly want a community opinion on if it should be or not because I feel like in the world there's some weird things. I mean, at some point you literally become immortal, or immortal just by age. You're not gonna die of old age though. So it's Deep Woken inspired. There's slots, there's races, and don't worry, you do not have to roll for races. I don't want to do gambling systems in a way that it directly affects gameplay because the race you choose will directly affect gameplay. In the world of Tensura, there are these things called skills, and every single race may have their own inherent skills. Their intrinsic skills is what they're called, or they may come with common or extra skills, which are basically common skills are like uh, just like basic things like you can like make yourself stronger for a bit, and then extra skills are like a step up from that, and then there's unique skills which I'll get into, and the evolution of unique skills which is ultimate skills. Anyways, so what I'm thinking is, imagine, right, you have just this set of races, and from all these races you can start. I have it right here, uh, top down with evolution lines. So, and the one on the top right that's human. So if you start as a lesser goblin, you can evolve 3 times total. So if you start as a lesser goblin, you play the game until you're like level 20, we'll say max is like 50, and then you can evolve into a goblin, and then you play the game more, maybe like level like 40 or so, and you can evolve again, but this time you have choices. You can evolve into a half goblin, or sorry, a hobgoblin, or a goblino, which that's just the gender variant. I don't know why they specify that, but you can evolve into a hobgoblin, and then through some further process in the anime, it may be you need to get your first evolution through naming, or it may be naming is just a free evolution. I was thinking because so in the anime, the name that you're given and the person you're given it by more so can determine a lot of things. In the anime, the main character names a whole village, and because of the difference in power between the main character and the goblins evolved because um, basically you inherit something from whoever names you. But if you're like a mom naming your kid, they don't get squat. But if you're like basically God naming like a level 2 goblin, then the goblin gets souped up and they may even evolve. They may get skills. So I was thinking for this game, names, you could have different people name you, and based on who names you, you may have to do a quest to have someone name you. You may be able to just say, hey, can you give me a name? And then you may get like a worse name. You may not be able to choose your name. You may get like some flaws with that name. So you get named by this like old guy who's like really powerful, but then he's like kind of like a goofball, and so he names you something like stupid, and then you also get like a debuff, and you still get named and you like evolve, but there's just more choice to it. There's more world building within it. Your third evolution, um, in the anime, or I guess it's actually in the light novel, there's these things called Death Oni, which is like the final evolution of a goblin, the final natural evolution. And there's not much info on it, but it's basically just a really souped up goblin, right? And so let's talk about these branching paths. Maybe you don't want to be a Death Oni, maybe you want to go towards Benny Mart, right? A character in the anime, he was initially an ogre, and you're like, yeah, why can't you start as ogre? I don't want to be a goblin. You may also say, hey, wait, if I can only evolve 3 times, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, I can't even become an Oni. What is this? That's because if you evolve into a new path, you unlock that as a starting point. Now I'll get into this far right one in a sec. That's different. But let's focus on this. So if you go from a lesser goblin to an ogre, once you hit ogre, you can choose, and like when you're starting a new slot, you can choose to become an ogre first instead of having to be like a lesser goblin first or one of the other two. And that's permanent, that stays. And if more races get added, there'll be quests to come with them. Maybe you could pay to start as that race as well. You can pay to unlock it, but every single race would be acquirable through like a natural evolution path. So, um, at the bottom of the ogre evolution line in the canon, some races don't have 3 evolutions, but some races, or I guess individuals, ascend to being what are spiritual beings, and they can attune themselves to some element. And so, if I ever run into a spot where I do not have enough, I guess, like things, right? I don't have enough races you can evolve through, then I'll probably just say, oh, you can elementally attune yourself, or oh, you're just like a better version of that race. So it's not really going to be an issue. Another thing, if you go from Lesser Goblin into Ogre, you're not going to be able to elementally tune yourself. You would stop at being a Kijin. You wouldn't be an Oni or an elementally tuned Oni. Now, what's an evil goblin? It's from a spin-off, and when I was looking through the wiki, I did a lot of looking. I saw there's this thing with your soul, the color of your soul. It's your identity. This is another thing where if I was just making Tensura the anime, the game, stuff like this wouldn't be interpreted because it's not significant in the show. It's not significant enough. But when you're looking through the scope of, I like this, I want to make a game that's like this, but how do I really translate it? You have to do some deeper digging. You have to do some game design around it to make it actually interact. And so everything you're doing in the world is shaping who that character is. If you're killing a bunch of people who are lower level than you are going to be sadistic. If you're helping a bunch of people in need, then maybe you'll be lawful or prideful. If you're stealing loot from your friends, then you're gonna be selfish. Calculating, I haven't thought of yet. I'm gonna be real, but it'll be a thing. And so, what's this do? It's like everything you do, right? Not just I completed this quest that gives me plus purple. Everything you do, to an extent, right? I feel like, making it so like someone's on like Hound Watch. What would that be? Anyways, I feel like making it where like you're constantly being hassled, like, oh shoot, oh, well, I need to do this for this quest, but it doesn't fit my identity, and oh my god, and I'm going for this skill, but I can't like go for it if I have my oh god. I feel like I'd probably add a way to turn it off, like toggle it on and off, um, kind of like going like I don't know, on like I I I understand that presenting a system like this could have some very annoying moments where you really need to do something, but it goes against your build. And even though I think something like that would make sense, like, okay, well, you shouldn't go massacre this village because it gives more XP. That's not who you are. I think forcing the player to accept that is a bit rough. And so maybe that wouldn't be just a toggle button, but some type of item like a mask you could put on that just like removes yourself from like removes your identity from yourself for a time. Something like that. There's workarounds. Anyways, so the color of your soul would determine maybe some quests that you can or can't take. And then also what ultimate skill or unique skill you get. And I'll get into that in a bit. But the evil goblin in lore was this goblin who hated so much. He hated Rimuru so much. Or not Rimuru, sorry. He hated the ogres. No, the orcs. Orcs or the ogres. One of the two. For destroying the village so much that he didn't evolve normally into a hobgoblin. He evolved into a quote evil goblin. And so this is how we would deal with like cross paths and things like that. So the evil goblin can evolve into an astral goblin. Don't ask me what the hell an astral goblin is. I don't know. There's like nothing on it. I did digging, there's nothing. You use like some like legendary artifact when you're an evil goblin and then you're astral. I don't know if anything can become astral. It's non-canon, so we'd have to figure that out. But it's an option. Another thing that there is here is the slime race. I didn't say you could start as a slime. And you're like, oh my god. That better not be a premium race. I hate premium races. And don't worry, it wouldn't be. I mean, maybe you could pay for it, but it'd probably be just like you do a quest, or maybe it's like fully evolve one slot, and then you can play as Rimuru. With humans, they have more paths. Once you become a high human, you can evolve naturally into a divine human, or maybe you do a quest and you become a vampire, or you do a quest and you become a Majin. There's not much there. It's just you do a quest to get like it's an evolution, but it's a change in your physical self, really. It's not just like, or I guess it doesn't make sense. It's an evolution, but it's not natural. It's a forced change that like changes who you are. Anyways, that's enough talk about races. Uh, so next is skills. In Tensura, repeating actions a lot. If you chop down a ton of trees, you'll get offered a skill. Uh, you can get super woodcutter or whatever the hell, and maybe you break wood faster. I was thinking about having this fit into gameplay. If it's going to be a PvP, PvE game, in the world of Tensura, you have magicules. It is essentially your magical life force. If you have more magicules, you're generally more powerful. And you can use magicules to do things. And one of those things is you can obtain a skill. And think of a skill as just basically any anime ability could be a skill. It's kind of stupid. It could be like tough skin, or it could be like the ability to manipulate gravity. It's dumb, but it all costs magicules. You form a portion of your body's magicules into a skill, and you're able to do that once you like basically grasp it. Let's say you chop a ton of wood, and you're like, oh my god, I could chop wood even better if I had a skill for this. I can make a skill for this. So it'd give you the option, like, hey, you've chopped like 100 trees. Do you want like the woodcutter skill? And then it lets you chop trees like 4 times as fast. And then you're like, oh, I do want that. But when that's stupid as hell, because that's not stat buffs. I want stat buffs. I have to fight things, dude. I'm not going to sacrifice my magicules, which are used for other things as well, for cutting down trees. This was considered. So in Deepwoken, I know they have this as well, where some skills will just also give buffs to stats. It'd be like that. So you get the tree cutting thing, and then you have a buff to your strength. Something like that. Another thing I should mention, there's only 4 stats. There's health, which is your health. There's strength, which is your physical damage, or maybe it lets you get some level locked skills. There's your intelligence, which makes you better at using magic attacks and lets you get stronger spells and stuff. There's your reservoir, which is both your stamina and your magicules. I'll get into what stamina and magicules are used for, how they diversify, but that's the gist. So getting a skill could increase some, or like one or more or none of these, some amount. Anyways, common skills, they're basically just common skills are basically the most basic type of skill. And skills could be, as I said, anything. So this is like the first level of skill you'd get. And then once you get better at something, you get an extra skill, which is just a better version of a common skill. Or maybe it could, as the Trello card I'm looking at here says, which I wrote, as I wrote here, an extra skill, the range and power is kind of stupid, which is good for us, which means we don't have to really fit. Like, okay, well, we can't have it be this good because it's an extra skill. We don't have to worry about that. It's the method of obtainment that we have to worry about. Anyways, there's nothing much here because it's really just an imp. Like extra skill can be so many things. This is just saying it's better than a common skill. It could be as good as the next step, which is a unique skill. Now, in this show, Rimuru, the main character, has like a billion unique skills, and it's stupid as hell. Because he has like, oh yeah, no, everything I touch like gets disintegrated, but only if I want it to. And I can fly, and I can control gravity, and like I can like suck other people's souls out, and I can like, oh yeah, I can do that, but I can do it a different way as well, and then I can give people. It's stupid. It's stupid. So unique skills in my game would be you get one. You get one for a build. And you may be thinking, why? I want a lot of unique skills. I know, bruh. But listen, I don't like it when I'm running around in a game and I see everybody has the same exact stuff, or everyone has like what I have and then more. If there was like 10 unique skills, which there's hopefully will be more, and you could have multiple. If someone has 10 of the unique skills, then it's not really unique, is it, bro? If like Joe Schmo 27 playing on his mom's iPad has like 5 unique skills, and like I'm going for a unique skill, and then Joe Schmo already has it, it's like, is it really that unique? Like some like kid has it. I want to avoid that if possible. So how unique skills would work? Because it's not. I know a fear that would come up is like, oh, what if I get the wrong one? I don't know the unique skill. I'm gonna have to go to a wiki. I don't want to avoid that too. Okay. Unique skills are random. They're like deep woken bells, we could say. You are given the opportunity to choose your unique skill. Kind of. It's basically once you hit the requirement, like you can choose your unique skill now, and it's not forcing you into that. You can start choosing whatever you want. And why is that? Why didn't you just choose right now? Well, the unique skill you get, it's unique, right? It's based off the color of your soul, who your character is. And so basically you can choose, okay, you can get 3 options from the most prominent color of your soul. You can get a random one from like the second and third most prominent colors. So let's say I'm really greedy. I would be able to choose, okay, I want to choose between 3 random greedy unique skills. Or let's say I'm also like prideful and calculating. It's like, okay, or I could get a random prideful unique skill or a random calculating unique skill. And this way, it's making the player feel more like their character is a person and that the unique skill they get is for their character. It's not just, okay, well, shit, is this one good? Is this one meta? Is this good in PvP? It's, hey, this is gonna fit my character better. This fits how I play. And we might add more like colors and then have things be like multiple colors, but the point is unique skills are unique. They're supposed to fit your character. Another thing, um, you'd be able to get your unique skill taken away and then you can get a new one. Don't worry about that. You can like give it to Rimuru or some crap. Lord knows he needs more. And ultimate skills. What are ultimate skills? Okay, just imagine you have your unique skill and you like it, and then it gets better. That's an ultimate skill. It's just the evolution of a unique skill. Let's say I'm calculating, I got my gravity manipulation unique skill, and I'm like, dang, this is fun, but like it's low-key lacking the juice. Get your ultimate skill, bruh. It's better, and it's gravity manipulation. It's just like a awakened skill. It's like mastery in blocks fruits or whatever. It's like getting a V2. The next thing I want to go over is the magic system. Ooh. Now this is one of those things where I want to do so much with it, but unfortunately I don't have that type of, know-how. I don't have that type of time, and that's where I need more people, right, to make this game like even better. anyways, so basically, how magic works, there's like magic in the world is damn near anything. You form your magicules into an idea, and that idea could be like it takes away heat, and then that's the basis of maybe like a freezing spell. It's pretty complicated, but basically what that means is we can do whatever we want. So when you're given this opportunity as a game designer to do anything, it's pretty daunting. So I try to focus on balance first, and so we're going to be talking about the combat. So I wanted to have weapons be magic, be physical. Like you could have magic or physical, and I wanted to split it into light, medium, heavy. But you saw in the stats, there's no like light, medium stat. You don't have to get a medium weapon stat to use a medium weapon. You have to just know how to use weapons, and maybe the weapon fits or it doesn't. Like GPO, I like what GPO does. You just have to have stat in a weapon, and you can just say, okay, I want to use these daggers. Okay, I want to use this like Kraken greatsword. I like that. I like that freedom. That freedom is nice, and the skill, like the proficiency in the weapon, I feel like something like that doesn't need to be in the game. That comes with how you play the game. If you are actually like if you're literally proficient at using a weapon, like you yourself, the player playing the game, are proficient, that's enough. Like I don't need you to like okay, I need to like whack a training dummy for like 20 hours to like use this like full kit. That's stupid, bro. That's stupid. You just need to like your character needs to be capable realistically, and you need to like be good enough to use it well. Um, so you may see there, attacking with physical weapons takes stamina, while attacking with magical weapons takes magicules. So as I said, magicules and stamina, they both scale up with the same stat, and that makes it so you could swap between them, but the damage is still determined by your strength or your intelligence. So you could swap, but you could like test out the M1s or something, not really like swap completely. Which is I think nice. Uh, but yeah, so stamina is also taken up by rolling and running around in combat or doing attacks in combat, and maybe there's skills that can make it take less. But I wanted to balance uh, what Deepwoken has an issue with, which is mantra spamming. Like, you're mantra spamming, you're lame as hell, you're like playing range, you're just staying away and you're just pressing your buttons. They do a bunch of damage for no reason. There's got to be a punishment for that. And the punishment is that attacking with a magical weapon or using a spell takes magicules temporarily. You know what else takes magicules? Getting a skill. So these players that want to be using these magic weapons, they're gonna have to choose. Do they want to dump more stats into Reservoir so they can like keep fighting for longer, or do they want to use up their maximum magicules? Because acquiring a skill takes from your max cap, right? Like you are literally losing. It's like having like stat points that do nothing essentially, and so you have to choose. It's like okay, I want this skill, but does this mean I'll have like shorter times that I can fight? I'll have to wait for my stamina to regen, basically, or sorry, my magic skills to regen. Well, that's like sword user who has like a crap ton of stamina regen skills because he doesn't need the magic heals. The sword user, he doesn't need those magic heals. Bro, he can just get as many skills as he wants, bro. He can use like every single. Okay, I don't know. There might be a punishment for having none, but he can just use all his magicules on acquiring skills, and he's gonna be like souped up, like mega dude who like takes no damage or some BS. And so yeah, like he'll run out of stamina eventually, but buddy, you're not attacking him. You're out of magicules. That's what I wanted to do. That's how I wanted to balance it. there's a cost to using magic, but it's not just you use magic so you do less damage. That's lame as hell. You do damage if you're using magic, of course, but like there's a like real cost for it. It's your magicules is a cost, not just your like you have like worse weapons. That's lame as hell. Next, let's talk about magic. Now, I haven't looked through a lot of stuff in the wiki. I haven't like thought about this too much, but I'm thinking you gotta get trained by someone to fit into a school of magic. And then in that school of magic, you can get skills from it. That's the idea. It's nothing crazy. I think some things need to be familiar. A lot of things need to be familiar. Not everything. I was thinking like, oh, I could have like this like customizable spell system, or I could have like spells are a series of chants and you can discover new ones, but that's that's a bit too new, and we're taking this like slowly. You get a fighting style to get your sword skills, or you could get like a magic training teacher to get your magic skills, or battle wills. Battle wills are kind of weird. I think that'll be individual basis. I think you do a quest for a certain battle will. Battle wills are basically like quick cast spells that do something cool. They could be also battle wills could be a physical attacking skill. So just like you want a battle will, you're like looking around, you see this guy, he has this big ass sword. You're like, I have a big ass sword. Maybe this guy has like a battle will he could teach me. He's like, do my quest. And you're like, oh my god, bro. I wonder what I'm gonna get. And you get this dope battle will. And battle wills aren't like skills. You don't have to pay like a max magic heals. You could just say, oh, just battle will's kind of like ass. I don't want it. Unequip it. I'll probably have like you can have like a max number of battle wills equipped. Can't change them in combat, but you can get as many as you want. Like deep woken mantras, well, kinda. But like you can swap them out, and there's like 3 combat ones, 2 movement ones, whatever. So, chanting in the anime, chanting is basically a way because spells are basically your imagination, right? You have to visualize it, you have to think about what it does. And so chanting is a way that you can better focus. It's like a recital that you do for that specific spell, like deep woken wisp summoning. Um, you have to do this chant, and maybe it's not always a chant depending on who you got taught by. Maybe it's hand motions if you're taught by Shuei, the ninja guy. Like you have to do like Naruto hand signs. It'd be like probably the same input, but it's the visual thing. And it would basically soup up your spell. And I don't know if it costs magic heals to use like a souped up version if you're already having to just like spam inputs like while you're like in the middle of a fight. But I think it's just a cool way to kind of like put more style in the world. It's like it's not just I'm pressing the key. It's like I'm actually doing the spell and I can do it even better if I want to. I can do it even stronger. Um, and then how you would trigger this: if you tap a skill once, you use it. If you tap a skill twice, you start, like you're chanting it. Or if you tap it 3 times, because I know y'all spam tappers out there. I myself am one. I thought of, oh yeah, you can just double tap, and I was like, well, sometimes I'm like, you want to use it, use, go, 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 go. So if you triple tap it, pop, 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 then it stops. Okay, I didn't actually want to chant. I'm just gonna use it. So who am I looking for? Who do I want to help me make this game? I'm looking for pretty much everybody, but do know if you do slide into my DMs, which that's the way you contact me, just come in my DMs, or maybe I'll have a Discord channel. I will probably test you. I will ask you questions, make sure that you're chill, make sure that you're someone that I want to work with, that I think everybody else would want to work with. I already have a couple people. I have a scripter, 2 builders, and somebody who does music. I'm also looking for investors. There's no money behind this game right now, and that is just not a good look. And so for something that's more on like a commission basis, like models and things, I can't like pay you for that. It'd be all community, and the more that I can have it be like less of a community project and more of action like an actual project, the more credibility, the more drive we'll have, and the bigger our community can get, and so that the game can be bigger. So yeah, I mean, I'm really looking for anybody. Or if you're just a fan of the series, if you want to contribute ideas, we take that too. Join up the Discord. There's a channel in there. You can post your suggestions. I'm pretty sure it's a forum. You can just make your own little forum channel and then you can just throw all your suggestions in there. I hope to see people there. I hope this video gains traction. Please like it. Please, Bo.